So here's a clip of Bernie Sanders actually being against these H1B visas. Against it. So Bernie Sanders is on the same side as Steve Bannon.
Everybody else, and that gets us to the immigration issue. If poverty is increasing and if wages are going down, I don't know why we need millions of people to be coming into this country as guest workers who will work for lower wages than American workers and drive wages down even lower than they are right now.
And as we know, the principal industries which hire the bulk of illegal aliens, that is construction, landscaping,
Lou, I just heard something.
Those are all industries in which wages are declining. I don't hear that discussed on the Senate floor by the proponents of this amnesty legislation.
That's right. They have no good response. I just read something today that a lot of people coming into this country are coming in as lifeguards. I guess we can't find, that's right, we can't find American workers to work as lifeguards, and the H1B program,
Lifeguards?
high-skilled guest workers
goodness.
are being used by employers to drive down the wages and benefits of American workers and to replace American workers with cheap labor from abroad. And here's what it comes down to. It comes down to supply and demand. And if the employers of this country need labor, let them start raising wages for American workers rather than bringing in cheap labor from all over this world.
So the H1B debate, there's pros and cons on both sides, right? I had actually thought that this was a good evolution for Donald Trump because Donald Trump is going to flip-flop. Donald Trump is going to flip-flop. Donald Trump was against H1B, and then he was for it. So he's like John Kerry. He's just a damn flip-flopping seal. And so the reason why I thought it was a good thing was because, we're going to hate immigrants. We're going to hate all the immigrants, right? We're going to do a mass deportation program. You got to have billions of dollars for the arrest. You need billions of dollars for the detention. You need billions of dollars for the judges. And then you need another $1 billion, billions and billions of dollars for the deportation. So the deportation machine is going to be up and running. And so brown people have a target on them. Brown people absolutely have a big, fat target on them. So I thought that it was a good thing because Donald had flip-flopped on this. So it sounded like he was listening to Vivek Ramaswamy and listening to Elon Musk. And so therefore he had evolved. Here's Bernie Sanders recently said Elon Musk is wrong. He typed this on X.com. The main function of the H1B visa program is not to hire the best and the brightest, but rather to replace good-paying American jobs with low-wage indentured servants from abroad. The cheaper the labor they hire, the more money the billionaires make. So now that Bernie Sanders is weighing in on this, now I'm thinking the opposite. Well, hell, maybe Vivek Ramaswamy and Elon Musk, maybe they're doing the exact opposite, right? They want this cheap labor from abroad. It's not about making, us competitive. It's not about doing this or doing that. So there's just pros and cons. I'm not even for sure how I'm going to end up on this thing. It almost seems like it's, what power do we have to do it one way or the other, right? What powers do we have to do it one way or the other? I have a clip here. Well, let's actually listen to Donald Trump. What did Donald Trump have to say? Donald Trump, here in 2016, he's going to say one thing, and then 2020, he was against H1B, and then here at the end, he's going to be for H1B. So let's take a listen.
Nobody knows the system better than me. I know the H1B, I know the H2B. Nobody knows it better than me. I know the H1B very well, and it's something that I frankly use, and I shouldn't be allowed to use. We shouldn't have it. Very, very bad for workers.
As we speak, we're finalizing H1B regulations so that no American worker is replaced ever again. H1B should be used for top, highly paid talent to create American jobs, not as inexpensive labor program to destroy American jobs.
Why did you change your mind on H1B visas?
I didn't change my mind. I've always felt we have to have the most competent people in our country.
He didn't change his mind, everybody. Who are you going to believe? You're going to believe your lying ears? You're going to believe your lying ears? You're going to believe 2016 and 2020? He's evolved, he could just say he changed his mind. he was being honest, I changed my mind. You know, I did think it was wrong, but then I thought it was right. You know, I changed my mind. But instead of saying that, let's hear him again. He says he did not change his view on it. I did not change my view, you lying sack of shit. No wonder people are calling this era the post-truth era.
Why did you change your mind on H1B?
I didn't change my mind. I've always felt we have to have the most competent people in our country. We need competent people. We need smart people coming into our country. We need a lot of people coming in. We're going to have jobs like we've never had before.
He said we need a lot of people coming in. Well, that's kind of the opposite of the whole mass deportation thing. And then Steve Bannon has weighed in on this whole matter as well. So there's pros and cons to it. I don't know what power any of us plebeians have when it comes to this issue. It's, I mean, Bernie Sanders has been consistent on it. I thought that it was a good thing because, we're just going to hate all the immigrants, right? The productive, the competent, the smart, the intelligent, the productive. Just hell with every single immigrant. And so H1B just seemed like, oh, okay. Well, they're actually saying, well, there's some immigrants that they are saying is A-okay. But then sloppy Steve Bannon is going to come in here and he's going to say, hey, we've been anti-immigrant the whole time. We're going to stay anti-immigrant. And he's talking about bayonets and, hey, you know, hold the line, hold the line. This motherfucker's intense.
Many times that Elon came and Elon's money helped organize the grassroots effort. In his engineering mind, he saw what the problem was as we saw it, and he supported it. And for that, he gets a place at the table. There's no doubt. You should. It's $250 million in June, not an entire cycle, in 5 months. But that dinner with Sachs and that check from Elon came at Biden's, when Biden, in the debate or right before the debate, and Biden, they kind of saw the numbers of where this thing was heading.
The dinner at Sachs?
They're recent converts. We love converts. Hell, I'm a Catholic. We used to be in the convert business. Not so much anymore. We can't keep what we got. But in the old days, half the saints are missionaries. We love in converts.
Catholics
But
did
the
the
converts
genocide,
sit in the back
Inquisition.
and study for years and years and years to make sure you understand the faith.
Hitler was
and you understand
Catholic.
the nuances of the faith and understand how you can internalize the faith. Don't come up and go to the pulpit in your first week here and start lecturing people about the way things are going to be. If you're going to do that, we're going to rip your face off.
In a controversial new bill that just passed, all 50 states approved $38 car insurance for U.S. drivers with...
That's controversial right there.
Because you can't beat us. We're not beatable. This Army of the Awakened's not beatable because we're relentless and we will never surrender and we will never slow down. And yes, if you go low, we'll go to the center of the earth.
You ain't going to out-white trash
Because
Steve
we're
Bannon.
fighting for something that means something. We have meaning in this. This is why people watch the show. This is why people come to this show and all this great content people provide us. And Ben Berquam's down now, putting his life in danger again.
So that's Steve Bannon saying that, hey, if you're going to go low, right, you're going to do a little low blow. Hey, that's below the belt. That's below the belt. Well, Steve Bannon's going to take you right into the damn gutter. He's going to take you right into the damn ditch, right into the sewers where the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles are living with Splinter. That's what Steve Bannon's going to do. And don't tell me that Splinter ain't real. I mean, he's Catholic, right? So that he's got a talking snake and... Okay, I'm getting sidetracked here. What am I trying to say? I'm trying to say the H1B visa. There's pros and cons on both sides. So the fact that Bernie Sanders is weighing in on it and that Bernie Sanders has been consistent with the H1B makes me think that my initial... I like that Donald Trump is listening to Elon Musk. I like that he's listening to somebody. Elon seems like he's actually more... Elon is for free speech. He's for free speech. And then I want to say there was something else that Dark MAGA. He says he's Dark MAGA, so that means what? He's evil. I'm Dark MAGA. So you're the evil version of fascism? Is that what you're trying to say? If he's for free speech, Donald was talking about ripping up the Constitution, throwing journalists in jail, throwing people, shooting the George Floyd protesters. So he's against the First Amendment. He's against the Constitution. He wants to get rid of birthright citizenship. And then this motherfucker here, Steve Bannon, was talking about, well, the 22nd Amendment doesn't say consecutive. Read the 22nd Amendment. Do you want me to read I'll read the 22nd Amendment. So the 22nd Amendment says Steve Bannon needs to take a fucking bath. That's not exactly what it says, but let's see here. Amendment 12, Amendment 22. All right, let's read this, and you tell me if Donald is allowed to do a third term, okay? There's 2 sections to the 22nd Amendment. Section 1. No person shall be elected to the office of the president more than twice. You can't be elected to the office of president more than twice. He's been elected twice. You can't be elected more than twice. And no person who has held the office of president or acted as president for more than 2 years of a term to which some other person was elected. President shall be elected to the office of the president more than once. So that means if you had taken over the term and say, I don't know how long Ford had served after Nixon, but if Ford had served, over 2 years, then Ford could only serve 1 more year. If you were the vice president, and that makes sense too, you get 2 terms. You took over for the president and you served more than the 2 years, then that means the majority of that term is yours. You own it. Teddy Roosevelt, McKinley got shot, Teddy Roosevelt became the damn president. His accidency. And then you had Garfield was shot. And don't tell me you don't know about James Garfield, right? What's that guy said? He was the stalwart of stalwarts. He's the Star Wars of the Star Wars. He's stalwart. He's a fucking goddamn loyalist. He's the loyalist of the loyalist. That's how loyal he is. He don't give a damn about no James Garfield. He was the most loyalist person in the world. You don't cross somebody who's that loyal. It's almost like that damn Selena fucking fan club president. What am I trying to say here? There's a couple more sentences. Maybe there's something. But this article shall not apply to any person holding the office of president when this article was proposed by the Congress. So this was ratified in 1933. The 21st Amendment. No, so 1951. So that would apply to what? Fucking Truman and Eisenhower? So there's an exception. There's a nullifying clause. The current president, when the amendment was passed, and it should not prevent any person who may be holding the office of president or acting as president during the term within which this article becomes operative from holding the office of president or acting as president during the remainder of such term. This article shall be inoperative unless it shall have been ratified as an amendment to the Constitution by the legislatures of 3/4 of the several states within 7 years from the date of its submission to the states by the Congress. That's the 22nd Amendment. That's presuming that you give a shit about the U.S. Constitution. I feel like there's going to be constitutionalists and then there's going to be a bunch of anti-American sons of bitches. If he wants to break the fucking Constitution, then he thinks he's above America. He thinks he's above the rules of this nation. The Constitution is the bedrock, the foundation for all of the other laws. And if you don't even get the fucking Constitution, then you probably don't get America. You don't get America. You understand? Is there anything else I want to look at this? Let's see here. H1B visa. Let's just play this for 2 more seconds.
People do this. Why have they done this for years? Why did they do it for years at Breitbart? Why did when Trump started appearing at 13 or 14, we said, that's the guy?
You can pause it right there. Okay. So, this is the H1B visa. Tom, from the last conversation that we had.
This is all goddamn Manchurian Candidate.
See that it's online.
This is Operation Northwoods.
On positions that you have from research that you've done.
This is just MK Ultra. This is an MK Ultra CIA torture program
that maybe we didn't think about before. Tom.
Yeah, I won't repeat myself, but
this is Operation Mockingbird. Operation Mockingbird. They're just going around spy tapping journalists.
Bush Sr. in 1990, who took and I didn't realize how really crazy immigration policy was prior to 1990. I think it was like the National Immigration Act or something going back to the 50s, and it put quotas on each country on how many people could come to the United States. And a lot of people thought that was discriminatory, even racist, and so the H1B was created in 1990, as you pointed out. But what happened? I think a lot of this is going on now. We got people fighting against people that makes the Democrats happy. That's not new. We've been covering that for 2 days.